it's a big moment for India's space exploration program and also a big moment for NIFT. And joining me, Dr. Yatindra, the director of NIFT, sir. A lot of challenges. ISRO is saying everything will be indigenous, Atmanirbhar absolutely. For India's design and fashion space, how big is this landmark, sir?
The fashion space, the fashion education, the fashion industry as a business, the landscape is changing. It is not the same anymore. The aspirations of every Indian has increased. People are wanting to do more. People are wanting to show who they are. Whether it is businesses, whether it is uniforms, whether it is the common people, they represent India across the globe. And when they're showing it, they need to have a certain sense of Indianness and what they wear and what they are using. So it's a mandate for us to cater to these aspirations of every citizen of this country. And one of these attempts to indigenize or try to give an attempt and say the rest of the world that we can as well do. We understand the fabrics, we understand the functional necessities, we understand the aesthetics which has deeper Indian roots. So putting all these stories together and then showing to the rest of the world, we have reached there, and then we'll be going beyond this. So fashion space, fashion business is undergoing a massive transformation. It is becoming far more digital fluent. It is becoming, the expectations have increased.
Do you see this opening up a lot more opportunities for NIFT and the entire sector from India, especially looking at other markets?
The initial mandate of NIFT was to help the children get into the business and then support the business to become global. But right now, the mandate is to collectively cater to the rest of the world. It is not just business houses within India and then outside India. We are also looking at nations as clients. We can support different countries who want this kind of support. I mean, we are trying to open up as much as possible, not just in education space, also to catering to the design solutions.
We are at NIFT campus here in Bengaluru, and they've had the privilege of designing the ground suits for the astronauts who have been shortlisted to be on India's ambitious Gaganyaan project. So what went into the design that's captured everyone's imagination, and what were the specifications given by ISRO? We'll talk to them. We have Dr. Mohan Kumar and Dr. Jonali with us from NIFT. Sir, it's a privilege, as I said, for NIFT. What was the diktat or the specification given by ISRO?
Well, the challenge was to give a very unique visual identity for this Gaganyaan astronauts. So we had multiple conversation and meetings with ISRO and also the designated astronauts, and we came out with our design direction from that. So one of the challenge was this Gaganyaan has the potential to inspire 140 crore Indian. And also the design should be a loud announcement of India's entry to the elite club of nations where the human space flight is possible. And based on that, we came out with this design principle called asymmetry. Asymmetry is very dynamic, unlike symmetry, which is very static. Asymmetry is very youthful, energetic, and hold a lot more visual information than symmetry. And also asymmetry goes very well with ISRO because ISRO is known for their unconventional approach to space programs. We achieved asymmetry by having vertical panels in the garment. We applied golden ratio there, and we also tamed that contrast with opposite color stripes to create a merging feel to it. Not only uniform, we have created a lot more visual identity, visual communication for the entire space program. One of that is the wings, which was awarded by our respectable Prime Minister to the astronauts when their names were launched. And also there were little more. Probably ISRO will slowly reveal those things later.
Ma'am, we usually see astronaut suits. It's usually in one block color. Blue is the choice. We've seen whether it's SpaceX or NASA or other ones. So when it came to color combination and designs, what was on the drawing board? What made it to the final design, ma'am?
Yeah, it was, I won't call it challenging, but of course we had to give them a lot of options, because they couldn't translate the...
How many when you say lot?
It was 70.
Okay.
20 designs with 70 color variations. And those are like final. Otherwise, we had worked with lot many designs. Now, you know, it was very difficult for us to translate, for them to assimilate the design, the visual, you know, on a paper, for them to translate it into a garment. So it took a little bit of time, but yes, you know, the best part was that when we had the interaction with the astronauts, it was so interesting to understand that they love design, they wanted to look stylish, and they wanted to be inspirational to the next generation, to, you know, come forward, be a part of this space program, you know, how to lead, how to inspire the youth here. So, I mean, what made us, you know, we felt that it's design is for all. Fashion is for all. It's not limited only to a celebrity and a film star or anybody, but an astronaut also aspires to look fashionable. So that was very good for us. So, and we had this work, we do a lot of mind mapping when we work with designs. You know, we talk to them, we deliberate, we discuss, and we do, you know, we create certain words which they think, and we translate those words into the design. You know, that's the best part.
You're saying a bit of a personality of these astronauts,
Yes.
the fact that they come from IIF, and the choices have gone into the design?
Yes. You know what, and when we design the wings, you know, that's the best part where. So we talked about the badge. So why the wings? Because the wings talks about preparedness. It talks about aspirations. It talks about galore. It talks about abundance. You know, the wings always symbolizes positivity. You know, and when we say positivity, yes, and we also had the Ashoka Chakra there, which talks about India, the presence of India, and announcement that we have arrived, we are into the space program. And then we had ISRO, which is the main partner, which is the main agency behind the space rocket. So, yes, it talks about the confluence of so many factors, and the arrival of India into the space program.
Yeah. India has arrived truly, especially in the space sector.
Yes.
Space sector has been opened up.
Yes.
So I'm guessing a lot more opportunities for NIFT in the coming decades.
Hopefully so, yes. I think visual identity, unique visual identity for every space program, I think very important, and the importance given to design these days, because that is the one create a difference from others right now. So I think we will have golden opportunity.
Also, one bit on the
Yes.
fabric used,
Alright.
whatever you can reveal, because that's something that a common person wants to know.
All right. Okay, there are some technicalities which, when you talk about the design, right, you also have to know what fabric is it, because we talk about seams, we talk about stitches, which is the correct seam which will fall in what kind of fabric, because if the fabric is very thick, probably we have to select what kind of seam that will not impact the functionality of the garment. So here, when we talked about it, we wanted, because it is a ground uniform, it has to be comfortable, and when it has to be comfortable, the cotton has to be there, a percentage of cotton, and also, you know, a man-made portion of a man-made fiber, because of its you know, lustre, it's and then a bit of elastomeric yarn to make it stretchable for the comfort level.
Okay. There you go. A lot has gone into making that ground uniform for the astronauts, perhaps reflecting what ISRO stands for and ISRO's ambitions in the coming few decades.